Okay, hey everyone, we've got a really cool just chatting video for you talking about the upcoming Pokemon card convention called Dallas Card Party that we're going to be attending. Card Party is a Pokemon, the card game convention created, giving you a bit of an intro here, created by some of the biggest Pokemon content creators in the entire hobby. It attracts people from all over the US and the world. The goal is to build an event that feels more like a community gathering rather than a traditional card show with creators, collectors, vendors, artists, tournaments, and interactive activities all in one place.
Yep.
So this is going to be in Dallas, Texas from September 4th through the 6th, which is Labor Day weekend, at the Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center, Grapevine, Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area. What's really cool, I've been in this convention center before, is there's this huge like open layout lobby kind of situation going on, and the ceiling is glass, so it feels, I don't know why every time I go in there I'm like, I feel like I'm in a human aquarium right now kind of thing.
Interesting.
But it's really open, it's really beautiful, it's perfect for stuff like this. So Andy, tell us a little bit about this convention and why it's become so popular for people in the Pokemon community.
This all stems from the guru of YouTube Pokemon, which is Pat Flynn. And I think, I think he might have, this is guessing a little bit, but I think he was kind of tired of maybe going to card shows where you have to ask around, are there any Pokemon cards here? Are there any things around? And you see all the baseball cards, you see all these other cards at card shows, but you have to work a little bit to find the Pokemon cards. And I think Pat just decided, let's just have a Pokemon card show. And that's really what it is. And he will be there. So one of the most important VIPs of YouTube Pokemon will be there. A lot of his fans will be there. A lot of great vendors will be there. I've talked to some people who are other YouTubers, and they're like, yeah, I'll be at Dallas Card Party. Let's meet up there. And I'm really excited to eat some great Texas food and get to check out Pokemon cards. I'm really happy it's in Dallas. What a cool city. And I just want to spend some time with the Pokemon community and meet people, talk to people, get ideas, trade some cards. I'm just crazy excited about this. I'm really glad we're going, Emery.
Yeah, we are so excited to be attending this year's show. We think it's going to be awesome, from, again, those meet and greets, the art, the Pokemon artists, stage shows, battles, trade areas, community activities, learn to play events, which is also really cool.
Yeah,
there's going to be some competitive tournaments, and then family, it all being within a family-friendly atmosphere, which Pat Flynn is really famous and known for, really well known for. So yeah, we're really excited to be attending this. We think it's going to be awesome. As we just eclipsed our first year as Pokemon YouTube content creators, we will be attending, as YouTube creators, which is going to be cool. So we'll have our own branded stuff that we'll be wearing. If you see us, say hi.
Please, please.
And tell us a little bit about the ticket options. I think that there's two different levels of ticket options, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a day pass for each day, or you can get a 3-day pass, which of course you save a bunch of money. And then they have gold level. And I think the gold level is something that really runs out quick. I went to a Star Wars convention, and it's not exactly the same in terms of number of people, but the gold stuff sold out first. So if you
Wow.
really want to have that chance to meet and get a photograph with Pat Flynn or some of the other people, get some kind of VIP status, I would definitely jump on getting some of the gold passes for Card Party. But for us, I think the 3 day pass would be just great, or maybe even just Friday, Saturday. But in general, the prices are really reasonable. I think you're going to get so much value out of going. We'll be there. We look forward to seeing everybody.
Yeah, totally. And again, that the Gaylord Texan Resort is actually a really awesome venue. As again, I mentioned that like that massive atrium is it's actually really stunning and pretty to just kind of walk through. But regardless, it's huge, so it's gonna accommodate just tables and tables and tables of everything from again those like there's going to be vendors, there's going to be people who have booths there who are also content creators or collectors. The convention halls are going to be very accommodating. It's really close to the DFW airport, which also makes transportation and accessibility from the airport to the convention center really easy. It's only like 10 to 15 minutes away, which is really awesome.
Wow,
And many
that's great.
attendees are going to be staying. The Gaylord Texan Resort is also a hotel. A lot of the attendees are going to be staying there if they're in from out of town. It's a really great place to stay. So, with all of this, Andy, why do you think it'd be a good fit for somebody who might be considering going to Dallas Card Party?
One of the things you mentioned is playing the card game and learning how to play the card game. And I've stood over people playing and watched them play, and I think I understand 80 to 90% of how to play the card game. But I would love to sit down, have a half hour, an hour, and have some expert card players teach me the game. I think it'll really help me understand Pokemon better if I can play the game. And I might even come back to China and play. And we'll try to make an episode about how I'm trying to play with Chinese people in Chinese, play the card game, and probably fail miserably, but have a great time doing it.
I think that's awesome, especially with how accommodating the flagship stores are because they have those playing areas, which is really
Yeah.
cool. That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course from like our perspective, because we cover like Chinese Pokemon cards, one of the things that we'll personally be very curious about is other East Asia focused Pokemon products. So,
Right.
we're thinking about Taiwanese products, Japanese products, Korean, any
Thailand.
other
Yep.
really interesting cards and card art and stuff like that
Right.
coming from East Asia would be really cool. There's going to be plenty of English as well, but I think that we'll be like peering over the corner to see what's going on in the East
Right.
Asia side of things, right?
Oh yeah, and I think I'm really building up over this year some favorite Pokemon. And I
Yeah.
started out loving Snorlax and Pikachu, and I'm sure many of you out there say, "Boy, those are pretty obvious and cliche, maybe even." Whereas now I'm like a Rayquaza, Krogunk kind of guy. But it's fun as well to just meet people and understand why a different Pokemon is their favorite, so that I pay more attention. For example, my son loves Gaylord, the whale, and I was like, why? And then he told me, and I saw some of the art, and I started to really like Gaylord. And then for the new generation 10 of Wind and Wave, Gaylord is a huge character. He's on the advertisements. He's everywhere. So, it's really cool to hear other people's passion about different Pokemon. And for me, hopefully I can share my Pokemon passion for Krogunk, for example, to other people, or Rayquaza, so that other people can re-examine those Pokemon and enjoy them more.
Yeah. I think this is also just like such a cool opportunity to bring, like, we've talked about the Pokemon community bringing those people together, and how, you strike up a conversation out in the wild about Pokemon and people have stuff to say. Like, it's
Right.
incredible. Like, I've never started talking about it and somebody didn't have like a direct link, or if they weren't directly involved, like somebody that they, like a family member who was really into it, or a friend.
Right.
So that's going to be really cool. We also, of course, are on our Chow Chow journey, and I'm really torn. Are we going to buy stuff that we're missing, or are we going to allow this kind of organic journey of trying to fill out Chow Chow
Right.
on our own? I don't know. What are your thoughts, Andy?
One of the things that I think is really going to be interesting for us that's very undeveloped in China retail wise is buying slabs, buying graded cards. And one of the things I really want to do when we're at Card Party Emery is talk to some of the grading companies, some of the agents from the grading companies, kind of understand a little bit better about trends for grading Chinese cards. And maybe I'll be in the hunt for some different language graded cards for some of my favorite Pokemon. So I think it's just going to be amazing that we have. It's like everything comes together. It all is there, and you can follow your passion in so many different directions. And I also really want to thank some of the amazing YouTubers that are out there that have really influenced us and have really inspired us. For example, I don't know if Pokey Chloe from England is going to fly over. I know she was at one of the card parties, maybe the first card party or second card party, but I really want to thank some of these amazing people that have inspired us to start this channel.
Yeah, that would be really cool to meet them face to face. I think that that's another really special element of this convention is these people are like superstars in our world.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's surreal to be able to meet them, which is pretty cool. So we're looking forward to, yes, definitely meeting some people who've really inspired us to
Yeah.
kind of branch off and do our own thing with covering English language coverage
Yep.
of simplified Chinese Pokemon cards, which is a very, very specific small niche, but I think, really unique and interesting, interesting conversation that we're bringing to the table regarding this. So that would be really cool to kind of discuss that as well. Now, if, people were planning on, planning this trip, how should they be thinking about, because it's Friday through Sunday, so it's 3 days. What do you think that they should be considering to cover while they're there?
Yeah, I mean, if you've gone to comic book, card conventions, these type of things, or just even business conventions, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, each day is very different. Of course, if you're a vendor and you come with a lot of your things at the beginning, you might, and you really want to grab the best of and have the first choice of what the vendor has, and they're not keeping things behind for Saturday or Sunday. I think your day would be Friday to go and grab what you really want before they run out of things. I think that's particularly true for merchandise. Maybe
Yeah,
less so than cards,
agreed.
because cards kind of trade around and things. But like, I
Yeah.
go to these kind of things and it's like by Saturday, the shirts are gone or the hats are gone. And so with merchandise, I think Friday is definitely your best bet.
Yeah.
Saturday, it has a really good rhythm Saturday at these kind of events. It's gotten over its nervous beginning. It's not the end, and people are
Yeah.
in a really good mood, and it's really good. By Sunday, I think you get some of the vendors are a little tired. Some people leave early for some reason, but that's where you get the big deals because some of the vendors and others say, I don't want to carry all this stuff back home. So things go at a deep discount or things are moving really quickly. So maybe my point is you should be there every day because every day is different and every day has something special about it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've gone to Comic-Con and like the first day everybody's like buzzing with like the
Right.
newness and
Right.
maybe some jitters and nervousness. And then by the second day, it's like everybody's familiar with like the convention center where things
Right.
are, that kind of
Right.
thing. So yeah, really good advice. What are some things that people should consider bringing if they're planning on going?
Yeah, I mean, this is where Pat and some others have mentioned this as advice. This is from them because they're much more experienced, of course, in doing this. But cards that you really want to trade, things that you really want to share with others, or things you should have in your binder instead of bringing all of your binders. A lot of people say, I'm going to grab all my stuff and bring it, and they find out how cumbersome and difficult that might be to manage all of that when you really want to move around the convention floor. So I guess the advice is get a good Vault X binder, good binder behavior. Make sure you have the cards that you really want to trade and work with. I think as well, build some lists of things you're really looking for, because it's like a shopping list. When you go and you're going to buy milk, like you're going there to buy the amazingly rare Chinese Rayquaza card, and you get so involved, and then at the end of it, you're home and you say, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to get the Rayquaza card." So lists are good. Don't bring too many things, and of course, I always like to have an energy bar or two when I go to a full day convention. So in the heat of the moment, I can keep energy up and things like that. But I'm sure there'll be snacks and other things for people at the convention. I'm sure it'll be just a perfectly run convention, and even if you forget things, it'll be there for you.
Yeah, that and definitely bring a water bottle. So for people who are flying into Dallas, like Texas does not cool off until November. So it will still, if you're not familiar or used to the heat and stuff, definitely bring a water bottle that you can fill up
Right.
and stay hydrated. That's a really big thing because, you're running around, you're having fun.
Right.
Like sometimes I forget to like drink water and eat because I'm just so excited. So just make sure you take care of yourself and your health and stuff like that. Bringing
Yep.
energy bars, like Andy said, is a great idea too. Some snacks and stuff.
Sure.
And then a couple of things that we're going to personally be focused on is we really want to cover this from a vlogging perspective because we are YouTube content creators, and
Yep.
this is such a really cool convention.
Right.
So Andy, tell us about a couple of things that we'll be covering in these vlogs while covering Dallas Card Party.
I think a major issue, of course, for Snake Pit Collectibles is to understand what is the interest and the availability of Chinese language cards in America at Card Party. And,
Yep.
I learned a lot. I was in Minnesota recently seeing my son there, and I was in a cool, amazing card shop. And they were 80% sports cards, but they really had some cool cards, and they actually had two boxes of singles of Chinese language Pokemon cards. I'm like, oh my! And there were two Minnesota kids who were, "Can I see the Chinese cards? Can I see?" I'm like, really? I was like, wow. So I really want to be open to learning about what's going on with Chinese cards in the American market. What cards are interesting or searching? We all know the Gengar card with Pikachu went up to 8,000 US dollars like at one point and was the hottest card in the world. Everybody was trying to pull it. But it's one of those things we really want to understand our niche, our area, what's going on with that in America. And so I think it'll be really interesting. I think it's a great thing to share with our YouTube channel viewers.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, totally. We're going to cover all kinds of different stuff. We're going to do we're going to cover a little bit of the travel side of things, obviously convention.
Yep.
We would love to get some interviews if possible, if people are
Yep.
open to that.
Yep.
Card hunting and feeding into that any chow updates that we may have for you as we fill out our collection.
Yep.
And then, yes, those community reactions to Chinese Pokemon cards is going to be so interesting. If there are and they're going to be some. We don't know what that's going to look like yet. So it'll be
Right.
cool to cover that.
Right.
Um, so then, as far as passes, do they have like 1 day passes, 3 day passes? What does that look like for people who may not be able to attend all 3 days?
Well, this was interesting because on the website for Card Party, I didn't see it very clearly the day passes, but they do have day
Okay.
passes, and
Okay.
I think if you don't see them on the website or something, I think there's an email address to write to find out the link or something. If we can find the link, we'll add it in the comments below so that you guys could just click it, and we could do that service to you guys because I think you know. $100 or $150 is a lot of money. And I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely worth it getting a 3 day pass. But if you can only attend 1 day, then to buy 100 or 150 might be a little bit too much for some people. So it's really great that they have like the $30 or $40 ones. And I'm sure they'll have some special deals for kids.
Yeah, and then so if somebody isn't planning on attending all 3 days for whatever reason, what day do you think would be the best?
For me, as I say, I think all days are pretty good, but for me, I would probably think Saturday is the sweet spot. You
Yeah, me
get
too.
the benefit of the first day and some of the benefit of the third day. So I would say
Yeah.
Saturday is going to probably be the best.
Yeah, totally. Totally awesome. So, well, this sounds really exciting. We are very excited to
Oh,
attend this year.
I can't wait. I
As
can't wait.
Yeah, just as attendees, we won't have a booth or anything.
Right.
This is going to be our very first Dallas Card Party to attend, so we're going to be exploring it along with all of you.
Yep.
So again, if you see us, definitely say hi. And we are just so excited to join the Pokemon community for this Dallas Card Party over Labor Day weekend in Dallas, Texas, at the Gaylord. So yeah, thanks for joining us. We hope this episode was informative if you were thinking about going, and we answered a couple questions of yours. If you have any other questions, definitely put them in the comments down below. And again, we look forward to seeing you there. All right, catch you in the next episode. Please like, share, subscribe, so that you get to hear more fun episodes like this. And we'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.